Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today we have some XRP news, some XRP articles. We have some Bitcoin articles, Solana, Cardano, silver. We have a lot of news to get through. We're going to start off with a banger today. This article is titled, American Institute of Physics Acknowledges Ripple and XRP for Disrupting Cross-Border Payments. All right, so obviously this is huge news. It has huge implications of the future in the respect of Ripple as well as XRP, right, by established reputable institutions. Let's scroll down here and see what they're talking about. It says a recent journal from the American Institute of Physics has recognized Ripple's efforts in the cross-border payment market, which leverages XRP. The study aimed to uncover the implications of blockchain technology advancement on global industries. One of the examined perspectives related to remittance transactions, a market Ripple and XRP dominate. Look at the language that they're using. So if they think this now, what are they going to think in the future when XRP is actually unleashed, when the institutions can finally play? What happens then? So pseudonymous XRP community figure Wrath of Kahneman called attention to Ripple's recognition in a recent post on X. Shout out to Wrath of Kahneman for the good work. It says, notably, the American Institute of Physics publication was authored by Ivalina Kulova of the University of Food Technologies, Bulgaria. Kulova observed that blockchain technology is increasingly being embraced across various sectors of modern life. It spans logistics to banking, owing to its capacity for process automation and its role in addressing trust-related challenges. Specifically, the researcher cited adoption by tech giants such as Microsoft, PayPal, Intuit, and Dish Network. Yeah, like I've been saying, this just shows they're taking over. They're taking over, and that this is only the beginning. Given this trajectory, the university researcher examined several benefits that developing and implementing blockchain technology could offer to companies worldwide, entrepreneurial and management activities. One of the highlighted benefits of blockchain was increased security and confidentiality. All right, so then they go into a lot of stuff here that we're pretty familiar with. Let's jump to the Ripple XRP section, which is titled Ripple acknowledged for disrupting cross-border payments. So nothing has changed. We're so far in advancement. I've said this plenty of times in the past. We're so far in advance of the legacy system. It's unbelievable. And I hope it continues that way. I believe it will continue that way, but we shall see. I'm not a mind reader. And all the bank coins are like that. XRP, XLM, Algorand, right? They're very, very advanced. And so that's going to be something delicious for companies to want to use. And also, it's going to keep us out ahead of them. Not to mention that interoperability factor of connecting everything together, because they haven't figured that out yet. Now, they're testing certain things, but those tests haven't gone successfully as of yet. And even if they could connect certain systems locally together, you're still going to have siloed systems across the globe, because one region is not going to use the same system as other regions, which really, that's where the big money is. That's where the big money is. Not only that, but if you look at super localized systems, like how they're definitely going to, in my humble opinion, they're definitely going to be employing a lot of these bank coins and bank coin company products within the states. Right. So one iteration of local currencies are like business to business currencies. What do you call it? Some of the currencies deployed by states, like an NYC coin, Miami coin. Right. So those businesses that utilize or accept those particular offerings like that will need connector pieces, because they'll all want customized systems if they're wise. And I think most businesses have customized systems. So, they're all going to require something different. Some are going to want more ability to look into how money is spent or coming in or used within their system. Some may not. And you're going to need you're going to need connector pieces. So I keep my mind on that as well. Like, there's so many different ways to win once we are out from under the thumb of the regulators, and once everything can actually do what it's meant to do. It says here, the researcher highlighted the challenges banks and other organizations face with expensive cross-border transactions. Well, that's not the only thing. Because of the rapid fragmentation of the world, which their plans of a one world system completely backfired as they oppressed so many different and offended so many different countries, it actually worked in reverse and caused more fragmentation in the world. So now you have the BRICS nations where they're not really they're not really one. They're just one in the idea that they don't want to be a part of Western systems. So that's where it becomes interesting, because they all want their own systems, which is under the umbrella name BRICS, right? But those are all siloed systems. So even in that way, the West and East will need something to connect it together. And then even within the West and within the East, they're going to need connector pieces. There's a lot on the table here for the taking in the future, if everything goes according to plan. But it says here, Kulova, and like Ripple said in that video the other day, Brad Garlinghouse said it himself. There's trillions on the line, folks. But hey, you make up your own mind. It's not financial advice. I'm not a mind reader. It says here, Kulova added that the Ripple network, which leverages XRP, is now operational in over 40 countries across 6 continents. Let me iterate again, because see, they're not putting the whole context out there. Someone will jump in the comment section quickly and say, if there's in 40 countries and it's being used, then why didn't the price go up? They're using it so minimally. This is the beginning. They're just testing things out. Nothing's being used majorly. There's not global crypto regulations yet. So they don't add that context there. But if you do some research, you're going to find that context. Everybody's waiting on regulatory clarity. I mean, I'm talking about with institutional use, not XRP itself. It's the mechanism, but the ones using the mechanism, like a mechanic uses a tool, they need to have clearance, and they don't have clearance just yet. So they're ready to be used in 40 countries. Maybe they have been tested in 40 countries, but it's not up and running and flowing with massive transaction value and volume, or you would see a difference in that price. And I believe that's just logical. It says the system enables businesses to accomplish nearly instantaneous cross-border transactions at significantly lower cost, that we know. And, look, this is a great article here. Let's move on. OK, let's move on here to another article. So now we are going to jump into a little bit of Cardano news. This article is titled Cardano to launch USDM stablecoin in the United States on March the 16th. Go ahead, Cardano, show out a little bit. It says Cardano ADA, a prominent blockchain platform for smart contracts similar to Ethereum, is set to introduce its premier fiat-backed stablecoin, USDM, in the United States on March 16th. This launch marks a key moment for the Cardano ecosystem, providing users with a reliable stablecoin pegged to the US dollar and enhancing accessibility to the platform's features. According to the announcement, the USDM stablecoin will initially be available in 19 US states, offering users a seamless fiat on-ramp to the Cardano ecosystem. USDM is a fungible native asset on the Cardano blockchain, issued under the official policy ID or policy IDs of Mehin Finance LLC. Mehin Finance serves as the issuer of USDM, adhering to comprehensive KYC/AML policies and complying with all applicable U.S. laws and regulations. So this is going to be very good for Cardano. I like to see all these activities. There's a lot of activity happening with Cardano right now. So Charles Hoskinson wasn't lying about, moving things forward and making a lot of things happen. I'm happy to see that. I believe in Cardano. I believe it's going to be very powerful in the future. So now let's move on here to another article. We have a little bit of Bitcoin news. All right. Who right now doesn't love a little bit of Bitcoin news? So this article was titled, Here's When the Bitcoin Bull Run Could Reach Its Peak If History Repeats Itself, according to crypto analyst. And it begins as such. It says a closely followed analyst is predicting when Bitcoin will reach its peak in the ongoing bull market. This is in a new video update. Pseudonymous analyst Rect Capital tells his followers that based on historic precedent, Bitcoin could hit a current cycle peak in late 2024 or 2025. I could see that happening. I do believe it's more likely it goes into 2025. It may go to mid 2025, late 2025. And I believe I explained a lot of that in the last members only video, which was, in my opinion, that was a very good video. So check that out. This is what it says, quote, if we were to look at history repeating, it comes down to a range of 266 days to 315 days, which means that we could peak in late November 2024 or late January 2025. I don't see this individual taking into account that this is different than before, that the institutions are leading this bull run now, not retail. Everything in the past is retail based. Retail wells, retail individuals. This is different. It will all depend on how quickly the institutions take over Bitcoin. Institutions are in a position right now because of the economic situation in the United States where they need to make as much money as they can while they can. Big money individuals need to make as much money as they can while they can, because nothing is guaranteed right now more than ever. It's always that way, but it's more than ever right now. Any company, they make the wrong move and they could be in hot water with the people. They could lose millions to billions of dollars at any moment. There's no telling what's going to happen right now. The energy of the world is very much on a knife's edge, and you could tell by the intensity of the people. The people even know something is different about this time period, just overall in life. Is a very intense moment. So I think they're going to rinse and repeat, and they're going to continue to push Bitcoin to the moon for quite some time. I've never heard Larry Fink talk about anything so bullishly like he's been talking about Bitcoin. I have an article up here somewhere where he's saying Bitcoin is a very good long-term hold. That's his way of pumping Bitcoin. That's his way of getting people into Bitcoin. So I think they're looking to take Bitcoin to astronomical heights, which, you know, sure, could it happen meteorically? Yes. Could it not happen? That's also a possibility. But could it take a little bit of time to do that? Yes, because there's going to be massive profit taking along the way. And they know that. So they're going to, I think, deliberately allow a little bit of breathing room from time to time for Bitcoin to cool off before they heat it up again, cool off, heat it up again. And they know that they can just continue to squeeze that sponge and water will come out. Money will come out. So I wouldn't think it's far-fetched for the bull run to go into 2025, deep into 2025. It all depends on institutions, and just watch how they move, watch what they say, watch their accumulations, and that's going to tell you a lot. So, you know, but we shall see. We will see, right? All right. So now let's move on here. So this article is titled, Arthur Hayes says crypto bull market is just beginning. So this is another individual. We heard from Arthur Hayes before, but we heard multiples of people in the last 2 weeks saying that something that I've been iterating for quite some time, that I believe is just getting started. And now we've had at least 4 to 5 different individuals saying the same thing. And now Arthur Hayes is jumping in saying, hey, this individual believes that we're at the beginning as well. So let's hear what they have to say. He also predicts the rise of 1,000x meme coins. That's very interesting considering meme coins have been going up significantly over the last few weeks. So, but he's still predicting 1,000x meme coins, which is it possible? Sure. Because once again, if Bitcoin is going to skyrocket more, everything is going to go up some more. And it'd be a beautiful time period, or it continue to be a beautiful time period if that were to happen. It says BitMEX co-founder Arthur Hayes thinks the Bitcoin and crypto bull markets are just beginning. In a new interview on Empire, Hayes says that people will allocate funds to the newly approved spot Bitcoin ETFs via retirement accounts. Wow. The crypto veteran says the retirement account money represents, quote, sticky flows, unquote, that will be more resistant to price drops. Quote, the sales force is just starting around the world. Hey, he says, saying, hey, put your assets here. We'll protect you against inflation. Obviously, I have my issues with that, but that's the narrative. It's working. And I've seen that as well. I've seen it. And yes, I agree with this individual. Just from what I've seen, maybe you've seen something different. It has been working. It says, it's the best selling product ever for these ETF providers, especially, once again, didn't I say before, because of the harsh economic circumstances and a lot of people who have retired or are close to retirement, they've been having a tough time. I've seen it in real life. So people are more willing to risk certain things to protect themselves and what they have. And right now you're getting, well, so-called reputable companies pushing this idea, and they trust them. So that could be game changing in the long run. It says it's the best selling product ever for these ETF providers. They're going to do more of it, whether it's Ethereum or Solana or whatever altcoin. Throw XRP in there because I believe that they definitely will be around the corner for an ETF. It says, so we're just getting started. We haven't even gotten to the fun stuff yet. People are just getting back above water. It's fun, but it's the beginning. You maybe made a 10x on some S coin that you bought and sold, and you sold that. Now that S is going 1,000 times higher. We're not even there yet. I like how this guy talks, Arthur Hayes. I need to look into this individual a little bit more. I like certain people with certain mentalities. They have winner mentalities. They're strong. They're calm under fire. You know, not argumentative. They just state their point and leave it out there. You want to take it, you take it. You don't, you don't. I like that. I like people that are fiery in a positive, forward moving way. They're not stagnant, right? They don't waste any time. And I've been reading a little bit, well, not a little bit, but I read quite a few articles, of the thoughts of Arthur Hayes. So it's a very interesting individual so far. So now let's move on here. Oh, and actually, now we're getting to the article where Larry Fink actually says Bitcoin is a great potential long-term store of value. This is from zcrypto.com. So let's read what Mr. Fink has to say here. It says this: Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, has shared his insights on Bitcoin, emphasizing its potential as a long-term store of value. In an interview with Fox News aired on March the 11th, Fink acknowledged the opportunity inherent in Bitcoin, likening it to digital gold. He further highlighted its appeal as a store of value, particularly in countries where citizens may lack confidence. Wait a minute, we read similar to this before, but I didn't read the part, or at least maybe in the other article, they didn't say this part where he's saying it's a good long-term store of value. You see, they're trying to keep that money in there. They know who they're talking to. And the audience that they appeal to they're not short-term holders. They're not short-term actors. They think long-term. The older audience, the so-called quote unquote boomer audience, the people that the world is waiting for to hand down this so-called great wealth transfer, they're long-term people. They want to know, hey, listen, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years even in the future, what's this looking like? Is this a way I can protect my capital long-term and I don't have to worry about it every 2 seconds because I don't have time for that? They don't have time for that. They're at the point where living is everything. They have relaxation to do. They've worked their tails off their entire lives. Hardcore. I'm talking about hardcore work, building businesses, running businesses that they've lost hair because of working. It's time to vacation. They don't want to be worried about their value in capital 24 hours a day. And thus the mentality is more long-term with them. And so this is who he's floating the idea to. This is why he has to say long term, because he knows his audience. These people are very smart at BlackRock. They're good at what they do. Whether you agree with them or not, that's another thing. But are they good at what they do? Yes, 100%. Now, if this continues to be effective, that's going to have a huge impact on Bitcoin's trajectory, period. Because regular retail, the traditional Bitcoin holders don't run things anymore. They don't. It's a new era, new age for crypto. It's just a lot of individuals, I feel, are having a hard time accepting that. Now, let's move on here to another article. This article is titled, Will the Bitcoin Halving Bring More Institutional Investors into Crypto? It says the Bitcoin ETFs appear to have opened many institutions' eyes to Bitcoin as an alternate asset. Will the April halving accelerate the trend? It says much remains unknown about Bitcoin's quadrennial halving event, which reduces the block rewards earned by Bitcoin miners by 50%. who play a critical role in validating Bitcoin transactions and securing the system. Will miners go bankrupt or flee the network? Will the hash rate collapse? Will the price of Bitcoin rise and then fall? Will the halving spur further crypto adoption, and so on? But this much is certain: every 4 years, miners' block rewards are cut in half. This is pre-coded into the network, and at some point in April 2024, once the 210,000th block is validated, miners' rewards will fall from 6.25 Bitcoin per block to 3.12. All halvings are both similar and different, but this year's could be unique because of the new spot market Bitcoin exchange traded funds launched in January, which have helped drive the price of Bitcoin to all-time highs, bringing the crypto sector as a whole close to a 3 trillion market cap. This raises yet another question. Given the Bitcoin ETFs appear to have opened many institutions' eyes to Bitcoin as an alternate asset, will the April halving accelerate the trend? Some think so. Quote, institutions are learning about this asset class, but understanding the monetary policy of Bitcoin will only drive more interest, unquote. Dante Cook, Swan Bitcoin's head of business, told Cointelegraph. The halving is an important demonstration that, quote, Bitcoin security can continue despite a lower security budget, unquote, Ethan Vera, chief of operating officer at Luxor Technology Corporation, told Cointelegraph. So, we will see. I think that 100%, I don't know about the halving bringing more institutions, but just the fact that you have all of these big institutions already involved with Bitcoin, more are coming. The biggest ones are leading the way. BlackRock is leading the way. Valkyrie is in. ARK Invest is in. The rest are coming. Simple as that. You think they're going to stay on the outside and not make money? Knowing that Bitcoin is a moneymaker, forget protecting value. To me, that's what gold does. Bitcoin is a moneymaker, and they want and need more money, and their people are going to demand it once they see how easy this money is coming in. And Bitcoin right now is easy money. They're coming. That's how I look at it. All right. While we have the time. So now this article is titled Solana co-founder Anatoly Yakovenko thinks crypto has a shot at disrupting the App Store duopoly. I would love for that to happen. That would be big for Solana. It says crypto proponents are considering extending the applications of this technology to reach other markets. Anatoly Yakovenko, co-founder of Solana Labs, considered the application of cryptocurrency technology as a disruptor of the mobile app store duopoly, in which Google and Apple reap benefits for providing the means for users to acquire software for their phones. Yakovenko stated that as meme coins, loot boxes had no real value. However, Yakovenko remarked there was a $100 billion mobile gaming market behind these, and that the App Store duopoly collected 30% of this revenue to show a list of the top 10 apps in each platform. Yakovenko stressed, quote, there is a tiny outside chance that crypto rails can grow fast enough and different and weird enough that they can disrupt the duopoly business models. In 2023, Solana Mobile and a Solana Labs mobile phone focused subsidiary produced Saga, its debut phone. At its launch, Saga featured a Solana dApp store, which included over 16 apps for different cryptocurrency-centric functions. Nonetheless, Google and Apple control the mobile app market with over 5 million apps in the Apple App Store and Google Pay. The mobile app market is expected to reach over $500 billion in 2024, boosting the earnings of these structures just for providing the rails to reach potential customers. So, we'll see. Solana Labs has another shot at becoming a part of this market, as it is currently working on its second phone. Yeah, so we'll just observe. We'll see. I like that Solana is fired up, and they're motivated to try to dominate sectors that otherwise crypto, doesn't even talk about attempting to dominate. So I like that. I want my companies and things that I believe in to be forward moving in mind and in action. So now let's see. Commercial real estate. We have some silver. So we're going to close out right there, and we will come back tomorrow. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.